I was like, maybe that's the echo.
You couldn't hear yourself, and you're like, "No, I'm good. Let's rip it." You can't even. What the hell was that?
I just heard echo and I was like, that's not correct. Because you said last time it was like real echo. I was like, that just went. Turn that off for a second. And tell me if you just hear echo.
I know what it sounds like because I could hear you. Like just now, I could hear you talking at a mic that wasn't on.
I know, but you could hear you. Okay, I got
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Yeah.
Jesus.
So, yeah. Anyway, okay. Good. I'm glad we got that out of the way.
Fuck. I'm sorry. I was just so excited about the fucking game. Like,
yeah.
It's so nice to have it back.
I won't be able to play until after we get back, probably.
I mean, it's not like I can play it the whole time we're there.
Yeah, 1 week. Oh, 2 weeks. Sorry.
But I mean, I'm not worried at all. It was a privilege to play.
Yeah, this week.
More than once.
Yeah, this week you play. Next weekend you don't play because it's the.
I travel.
Yep.
We're there Friday night, right?
Next week, yeah. So, and then the week after that, you're at the wedding. So.
Yeah.
All right.
There's
Anyway,
just so much travel.
yeah, a lot of fun. So we wanted to talk about. We just said it.
Qualifying clients,
Pre-qualifying and
also how do you let clients down, or in my field, how do I down close or somehow transition to letting them go? Yeah, buddy, this ain't it.
Yeah. So there's a couple. Let's talk about this first. When you're pre-qualifying customers or clients, right?
Okay.
You should have a pretty standard criteria, right, for who you want to work with. When you're first getting started, you don't have that, right? You
It's
just
anybody who
any and everybody.
breathes.
Yep, any and everybody, and you waste a lot of time, entertaining them, right? When you find out quickly that most of them are just
Wasting your time.
yeah, they're actually never gonna spend money. They're just they
Window shopping.
exactly. So, how do you come up with those criteria? How do you you don't need to tell us what yours are specifically, but how did you figure out what they should be?
Yeah, so when I look at criteria, I think upon it as marketing, and the marketing terms I look at is an avatar. So what is the avatar I'm trying to sell to? So
Yeah.
I'm not going to go into detail, but let's just if you just have you're selling whiteboards to a teacher. You know what I mean? The niche is going to be
Well, let's stop that. You just added. You're selling whiteboards. Let's say that you're selling whiteboards.
Well, no, I know, but I'm
yeah.
trying to get away from any of our
Yeah.
niches. Like I'm trying to put it elsewhere.
Right.
Is what
But you're selling whiteboards, so you start figuring out who you want to sell to.
Yes.
And you start with teacher, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, but anyway.
Okay, my apologies. So
Yeah.
I'll back up.
You
So
just said selling whiteboards to teachers. I was like,
well, I was gonna go then say that is going to start the criteria, the avatar right there.
yeah. Okay.
So what I was saying is the whiteboard is what you're selling, but the avatar would be the teacher, and or then you can get more specific into going, do I want to niche down into selling to elementary teachers or high school teachers or college professors, or and pick a niche and then go, okay, what are those people's interests? And then try to narrow it down to try to find that avatar that fits that product the best for how you sell it.
So how do you figure out how to narrow it down?
It takes either you get a mentor in that field that has done it and you copy paste a proven system.
Smart.
Or trial and error.
Yeah,
and the
you
thing
go
is,
out there and try to sell to everybody.
and that's the best way to learn. And the thing is, you're going to waste a lot of time, but if you're one of those type of thick-headed people, I'll raise my hand and say me. And I mean, I've tried to find a mentor in the beginning. It just was the wrong one, and then I just got a bad feel for it, so I just stayed away from it and just did everything myself. And I have a bad habit. It took me 3 years to break doing everything myself and being able to task out. Man, I was ripping through that and just
So figuring out how how you niche down, right? So,
Yeah.
if I mean, pretty much every industry, the two ways, well, the two most common ways are going to be, like you said, find a mentor, ask
Yeah.
someone else who's already doing it, right?
Hmm.
Or trial and error, or research. Hop on, do some research to help you at the beginning, right? So, like for instance, if I'm selling, let's say, high-end appliances, right? I'm selling top-tier refrigerators. What are those ones called? Sub-Zero, right?
Hmm.
I'm selling Sub-Zero. And I decide today I'm going to manufacture and sell Sub-Zero high-end refrigerators, okay? Go ahead.
No, that's just okay. I want to.
Oh, yeah.
I want to hear that.
I went as random as I could from outside of what we do,
Yeah.
right? So I said, all right, I'm going to
That's
do
why I went
these.
whiteboard, man.
Yeah, yeah. So I want to sell high-end appliances, ranges, and refrigerators, right? So how do I figure out who I want to sell that to? What's my target audience, right? Who's going to waste the least amount of time for me? The way that I did this, right, when I was starting was I I cast the widest net that I possibly could. Anybody within a 2 hour radius, right, driving time of me, didn't matter. Didn't matter. Um, you know the anything. There was no factors. I just if you were
If you could drive 2 hours,
I
it was a
if
job.
I could get you within 2 hours, I will run out to your house and give you a free estimate. Right? Absolute waste of time. So
It was the same way with me
yeah.
for in-home sales.
Yeah, so you hop on Google, right? And you say, "Hey, I am selling this. What should, who's buying these, right? Who's looking to buy this stuff?" You might get something. It'll give you somewhere to start, basically. So if I hop on, I'm selling high-end refrigerators, and I'm like, "Who's buying these?" It probably won't tell me who's buying them, but what'll come up is some high-end homes or something. You know what I mean? Maybe restaurants or something like that. So I say, okay, it's not telling me that they're buying these, but I know a high end home is probably going to want it, right? So I'm going to start trying to market to them. So how do I do that? How do I find them? You get in front of them in their communities, whatever. What you don't do is cast that wide of a net, and then you get people from trailer parks calling you, where their floor
Support,
isn't even structurally rated to hold the weight of the refrigerator,
but they want it.
but they don't even want it. They're just calling and to waste your time because they don't know how much it costs, and the only way to find out is to get on the
Call.
phone. Yeah, and so
Is there a tax plan for this?
yeah, so
Does the government pay for it?
yeah, exactly. So there's the next step, right? Is when you're working on figuring out who you want to work for, you should come up with a list of things. So for that, right? If I'm what would be the pre-qualifications for selling a high-end refrigerator, right? That you can ask on the phone. You can't say, "Hey, how much do you make a year?" That's not a question you can ask. You can't say, "How much you buy your home for?" Can't do that. So what questions do you ask, right? So I would ask, first of all, where are you located? Make sure that's within a service area that's not 2 hours driving time, unless you're set up to, for manufacturing and distribution like that. But let's say we're a local company. Good.
So I'm sitting here and I'm formulating like, okay, what would I ask as a salesman?
Yeah.
There's a few things I'm thinking on two fronts. It's you can be the salesman that finds a solution to a problem they have,
Mm-hmm.
or you can know so much about the product that you hit in on the product they're using now as an issue.
Yeah.
Those are the two ways in.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the ways I don't know right now because I know nothing about this product. Let's just say they just called me and goes, "Hey, I need you to talk to this client. Can you get him over the edge?"
Okay.
Because you're good with sales. So
You're
you're
trying to
out
kill
with the
him?
product. No,
No, I'm just.
you're out with the product. So how would you move them forward with just going, "How can I solve your problem?" Because that's the only way to move them forward.
Yeah. 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 So likely, if they're calling in, because you're not going to be cold calling, you know what I mean, to sell a high-end refrigerator. You might call again. You might call some restaurants or something,
Hmm.
but likely you're not going to be calling every house on the street. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah, no, 100%.
So say someone from a trailer park calls you and says, "Hey, my refrigerator's broken. I would like to find out how much one of yours costs." Right? What do you do next? How do you get them? How do you get the information out of them to tell that they're not the right client?
Hey, just wondering, when was the last time you and your family went out to a nice meal at Red Lobster?
Okay, that's an interesting turn.
I'm using just not any type of restaurant, but you know what I mean? I'm trying to just see in a different direction if they spend money elsewhere to see if that's even worth my time. Because if they go, nah, we never eat out, we don't have the money, I'm off your phone.
Yeah,
So there's a lot of different approaches you can take, but that's just one pry that you can go that's completely different than the normal approach.
yeah. It's also tough because we're talking about refrigerators, which both of us know nothing about. But
But I'm going.
yeah,
I
yeah,
have to use what I know, and I don't know anything about
yeah.
why, but I can easily ask one question and I can figure out if they have money or not.
Right, right.
And that's my biggest. If someone's calling in, they obviously have an interest. So might as well shoot in the dark. Definitely, I know the scenario. He's coming from a trailer park.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But like we don't know that yet, so we need to figure out. That
Okay.
he's calling from a trailer park. But so I might ask something like,
That's only because he's calling from a trailer park. I used that.
yeah, yeah. I might ask something like, well, how long did you have your last fridge for, and what happened? You know what I mean? That'll be
Well, no, well, 100%.
right. Yeah, and I know that wouldn't have been your first question.
Yes.
They say, hey, I need a new refrigerator. When was the last time you ate a Red Lobster?
Yes. No. What? 100%.
It's also funny that you said Red Lobster, like that's fancy. You know, like that's fancy to us, and it's still fancy to me. You know what I mean? But like some people talk to like look at us and go,
Tony's. Is that better?
Tony's what, sushi?
No, steak.
Steak?
Yeah, it's a spot in Orlando.
Okay, I don't even know that one. Doesn't
It's-
matter. Anyway, that's where I would start
Or
is
Eddie's. My bad.
yeah. First of all, how long did
That's
you have your last refrigerator? What model was your last refrigerator? What type of refrigerator did
No,
you have?
100%.
And I'm immediately, while I'm on the phone with them, I'm looking up that model. I find out, oh, good, you spent $1,000 on that refrigerator. When right now, refrigerators, our standard one from Lowe's is going for $3,500, and mine's selling for $20,000. I'm gonna say, okay, well, why did you end up with that model? What was it about that model that you liked? Oh, well, it was cheap and awesome, awesome. Okay, you know what I mean? So
No.
that's how I'm working in to find out, okay, this is not gonna.
Well, yeah, you're trying to solve the problem. What was the problem of, hey, tell me about the refrigerator. How long do you
Yeah.
have it?
Yeah,
You're trying to figure out what the problem, like, okay, so was it the issue you only had it for 6 months, it blew up?
Yeah.
You had it for 5 years, or it was a handy down from your uncle and it's a mini fridge actually, and you need a real one for your
yeah.
trailer.
Yeah, so you say, well, why did you get the last fridge? What was it about that fridge that made you purchase it? And maybe, well, it was,
It's on discount. at
yeah,
Lowe's.
yeah, it was. We got a scratch and dent. No, whatever. It was cheap, but that's usually it was
the floor
affordable.
model.
Yeah, yeah. It came with a house, whatever, right? So then I would say, oh, I had it in my head a second ago, but anyway. So you start that, right? You figure out what it is that's where I would go with it, right? To get some more information out of them.
Ready for this? And this is just because I want to throw a curveball at you. Well, to be honest, I don't remember. Like, I don't know what my fridge is. It
Mhm.
came with the house.
Okay. I'm sure you could look on there's probably a logo somewhere. You know what I mean? I don't expect you to have the right model number. You know what I mean? But if you can just look on it and tell me, is there a logo that says Maytag, Samsung, LG, anything like that you can figure out? That's what I would do, right? So say you figure that out.
But I like how that is recording, right? If not, red light. I'm assuming no.
No, we're good. Yeah.
Okay, so on video, I hope you guys see that he didn't change any type of like that was so common for you just to hit on that because you're used to handling ejections on the phone
Mm-hmm.
all day.
Yeah.
Most people would not know what to say back to that.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And
yeah.
you just simply go, no, well, there's got to be a model on the fridge.
Yeah,
'cause
well, let's
your
solve this together.
Your basic structure of how you work is, I can solve that problem.
Yeah.
It's not,
Right.
I don't know. I don't know what to do.
Mhm.
You told me you don't know. Like,
Mhm. So Right.
There's always a solution.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So the next question would be, well, what are you looking for in your next refrigerator, right? What do you need out of the next refrigerator? I just need something quick that I can replace this with. I need it in here tomorrow. Well, sir,
This is not it.
yeah. So I said, well, sir, our fridges are custom ordered. Like there was a time, I wouldn't be saying this part, but there was a time when I built a house last year.
What, 6 months?
No, 12.
Whoo.
Yeah.
Just waiting on a fridge.
Sub-Zero appliances were 12 months out.
I would literally go, hey, put some fake stuff in here for
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
and then we'll load that stuff up when it comes.
Exactly. So, when they say something like that, I say, well, sir, these are custom ordered. You know what I mean? There's a pretty big waiting list, and they're probably a little overkill for what you're looking for. I would recommend, going. This is the next part that's very important for you to get referrals afterwards, right? Say, I'm telling them, hey, this isn't going to work out, but let me still help you solve your problem. You can go to Lowe's, go to Home Depot, or here, let me give you a number to the appliance company in town that sells something that you might be looking for. You should be able to call them between these hours. Talk to Mike over there; he's great, right? Boom. Now they're happy because I solved their problem for them, even though it wasn't me, and I don't have to waste any more time with them, right? So it's really important in my eyes to help, no matter what, whoever you're on the phone with, help them if you can, right? Don't just say, yeah, we aren't the ones. Bye. You know what I mean? I go out of my way to give as much information as I can and help out as much as I can, simply because you never know who's going to refer you to anybody. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yep. So
Exactly.
and that has happened to me several times where I talk to somebody and I tell them, hey, I ask them what they're looking for. So let's say they're trying to build a mother-in-law suite or something, right? This is actually pretty common. I get this call weekly. Hey, I want to build a mother-in-law house in my backyard, just 1,000 square feet, something small. I say, okay, that sounds great. Where are you located? Blah, 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 blah. My big question is, what's your budget, right? Because that'll,
Yeah, I mean 1,000 square foot. I'm not even gonna take the stab at it, and embarrass myself, but
Yeah,
I know you're spending.
yeah, 1,000 square foot.
Well, no,
No, I know. I was just you'd be like, yeah, that might be like $20,000.
okay. I'm a lot better.
Yeah.
Than
I would've
that. I
just-
would have said like 220
That's crazy.
with
Yep.
with nice interior finishes,
Right,
like
right.
top end.
Yeah. So what it basically, I have a list of questions I literally have typed out so that when somebody's working in my office and they get phone calls, they answer the phone, they find out it's a sales call, so they just look at this list and they run down. Hey, where are you located? Okay, if it's not one of these areas, sorry, we don't service that area. If we know somebody that does, we'll say you can call this guy. I know he works out there. If we don't, we say I'm sorry, we just it's too far away from us. I don't know anyone locally that I could refer you to either. I apologize. And then you hang up. So say they are within my area, and they're asking. I say, okay, now what's the project that you're looking to do? If it's something that's outside of our scope, that we don't want to mess with, again, we say, oh, sorry, we just provide these services. ... Right? I do know another guy here that'll do this for you though, and I send that information. Right? Again, always trying to give them more. You know what I mean? Than I should be giving them, but give them, try and solve their problem regardless. So whatever they want to build a house. They're near me, and then the next question is, what's your budget? So when they do their project, right, I get some more information on their project too. I forgot about this. So say they do want to build a house. I say, okay, what size? You know what I mean? What style? What are you thinking for finishes? I get as much information as I can. That way, in my head, if I answer the phone, I know I can formulate a budget in my head immediately, right? Just because of my experience. However, if not, then my office person can write all that down. And then the next question is, what's your budget? And then I literally have red and green numbers, right? If it's 1,000 square feet, it's got to be between these two numbers. You know what I mean? Or this number plus, right? So that's how I do that for them. And if it's less than that, then say, well, it might be a little tough to reach that. Do you have, and we can coach them through it. But if they do have all those things, then it gets passed on to me. But if they don't, say their budget is not going to work, I say, okay, well, there's a couple of options that you could do. You could do an owner builder permit, but hiring us probably isn't going to work. We deal with custom homes that are a little bit more expensive than that. We spend a lot of time on these things, and we work, hand in hand with you guys the whole time. I don't think that you have it in your budget to do what you're looking to do, but I do know another builder that might help you, right? And I give them that information. And literally, probably 5 or 6 clients this year have come from referrals from those people that didn't work with me. They've recommended me to a family member. Say, listen, this guy was great. He helped me out on the phone. He called me back. That's a big one. Just calling back is huge. So those are all the things that I do to get through to um, you know reject somebody nicely, right? And that's my pre-qualification thing. I have a full list of what exactly my pre-qualifications look like.
So it's ironic. In my like in what I do, we have an outline, a script
Hmm.
that obviously
Right.
we ask generic, questions in the sense of, is this your first policy? Are you looking for you and your spouse? Is it just for yourself as child? Are you the owner and it's on the child? Like, what's the, configuration, that type of thing. Obviously, their goals, and even if it even makes sense in this, like 60% of people get approved, it's not
Yeah.
something, you know what I mean? So a lot of people I turn away, and the pre-qualification after that, there is budget, and then suitability,
Yep.
and then underwriting,
Yeah.
and then after that, it's 6 or 7 different ways to structure it
Yeah.
to figure it out. Like it's so many different guide, like going all the way down to where people always are shocked. I help out a lot of people because I will go the extra mile,
Hmm.
but typically by the end of it, only around out of the 100 people, and I'm just saying the 100% of people who come and actually start the process,
Yeah.
typically it's only 60 to 70 that will actually fully finish it
Hmm.
because it's not the it's
Yeah.
not the quickest process in the
Yeah.
world to
And
qualify.
yeah, and your stuff also like knocks them out without you having to, right? So like if their
Yeah,
medical doesn't, hey, sorry,
and I
you know,
mean, for me, it's okay. Hey, look, um, you had cancer last year. Unfortunately, you don't qualify for this type of
product. Yeah.
product at all. We'll have to look at this if you have the funding available. If not, I can refer you over to a financial advisor who has a Series 6 and a Series 7 who can show you mutual funds and stocks and that more of realm. And I let them choose from there, but it's obviously their choice, but I give them the options on the
Right.
table. Okay, hey, look, I can help you out with generic, permanent, boring $5,000 worth of coverage. It's nothing, but
Yeah.
it's what you qualify for. If not, let's go get you put into the best place for you in your situation.
Yeah. So that's a good point too that I should have if I'm rejecting somebody, right? Depending on what's going on, what the product does, or what the project might be, and things like that, situation dictates on this. But there are times when I am able to, they say, hey, um, all right, let's say I'm an appliance. We'll go back to appliances. I'm an appliance dealer, right? So I deal with all brands and I sell them to everybody. Same thing like with you're dealing with a bunch of
Yeah, I'm a
products
broker. Yeah.
from different, yeah. So they say, hey, I want this product. Here's my budget, right? And you say, listen, you're not going to get that for this price. However, I have something very, very similar, you know what I mean? That'll meet everything that you want. It just has a different name. I can get you for less within budget, and I can give you something like this. There are certain times that I'm able to do that. If they're like, hey, I want a 2,500 square foot house, and I
Well,
want
here's a 2350, and outdoor we can, finagle a couple pergolas in the, you know what I mean?
well, yeah, but like, say they want a 2,500 square foot house, but they only need 3 bedrooms, and 2 bathrooms, right?
Ooh.
Yeah, so I can say, listen, I can get you a floor plan, shrunk down that's within your budget. Or if they say, listen, I don't care what the size of the house is, but I want these finishes. You know what I mean? I say, okay, all right, I can work with you on that, and I can shift things around, and we can make something happen. It's only if, like, say they want a mother-in-law suite that's 1,000 square feet, and they come to me and say, yeah, I want this for
50 grand.
for 50,000, and I'm gonna say, listen, you're
Nah.
way far off. All right, if you want, like, again, the cheapest way to do this, if you want to do it for $50,000, is you're gonna have to do the work yourself. You have to do an owner builder permit. And then I was like, if you guys need help submitting that paperwork and stuff, that's a service I offer, so I can get paid there. You know what I mean? Um,
That's huge.
mhm.
I wanted you. I'm glad you touched on that. Is I service both the industry of helping people do retirement plans and teaching advisors how to do the retirement plans. So for me, being able to be versatile
Yeah,
and having a different product line to always be able to fit them
yeah,
is huge.
right.
Hey, for me, I can't join your agency. Boom, you're gonna have this package. If you can, here's a different package, and it's being able to fit them no matter what,
Hmm.
and still being able to provide some type of value to be able to make them a client. It's a huge. Um, I don't even want to say it's a huge nuance that once you learn how to monetize it, it's huge
Hmm.
for your business.
Yeah, yeah, and so that's what I noticed. Like, I was getting all these people calling with no budget,
Yeah, it's
and I
like
was like, well,
how
let
can I still make them
capitalize.
clients?
Yeah, how
Yes.
can I capitalize on this? So, like, I offer. I don't do much of this right now because I'm so busy, but drafting services, and I work with an engineer that'll stamp the plans, and which is this is required to build any new construction here. Is you have to have an engineered set of plans, right?
Hmm.
So if not me, you're going somewhere else to pay somebody to draw the plans and then paying an engineer to stamp them, right? So I have all that. I do site plans because that's required, and I do. I'll help you with your permits, right? I'll get all the paperwork together for you, help you submit it as an owner builder. I won't submit it for you because I'm not allowed to. You know what I mean? But
No, owner builder, but you have the
yes,
ability to make sure a GC
reviews
reviews
all of
it
it
and make sure it's solid so you don't go through a 5 month process instead of just
exactly.
a one and getting it done in one go.
Yeah, yeah. I average about 3 weeks for permits right now,
And I
and
mean, I do the same thing. I literally bring on agents to be able to text me in a group chat, hey, I got blank, blank, blank. How do I do this? Here's the answer so they can execute
yeah,
immediately.
exactly. So I found out, I realized, oh my gosh, I could be like, let me see if I can help them. So that's what I do. And I've done that for a couple of people, right? But and even if they're not comfortable with me, I say, listen, here's a couple other drafting companies if you want to call them. The issue is, and the thing that sells for me is you're never going to find a company that's doing both. You have to go to a drafting company who will work with an engineer. So you'll get your engineered plans, but then you got to go to a permitting company to work on the permitting if you want that help, right? I do it all. So I will, provide all of the documents and everything you need. You just got to turn it in. So it's much easier.
Yes.
Yeah, you don't have to go. And the other thing too about the permitting companies is they make you get all the documents and then they deal with the county. I get everything for you. Like, so I realized that the other companies were doing it wrong, and that I was getting all these calls about cheap stuff and wanting they wanted to spend no money building a house. So I offered them a solution to their problem. You know what I mean? I will help you get it started and then you can build it yourself. And then aside from that, I said, okay, well, let me take it a step further. If you a homeowner, you've got experience in construction, right? But most don't. So you're building a house, right? And
Hmm.
you're looking at the plans, you're doing the stuff, whatever. You're hiring your subcontractors because you still have to hire an electrician and a plumber, all that
Hmm.
stuff. But you don't know what it's supposed to look like. So what do
No.
you do?
You hope, and that's the reason why there's inspectors, even though individuals like you hate them,
I don't. Um,
but they're there
some of them
because
are shitty though.
of shady contractors and also homeowners who are trying to build who have zero clue
What they're doing. Yep.
what they're
It's not
doing
safe.
and
Yeah.
they don't want to blow they legally the county is legal to make sure they don't destroy and kill themselves when they
Right.
sleep.
Yeah. So yes, there are inspections that are required at each point. How do you know when they're required? How do you know when to call that inspection in?
Yeah, you don't.
So again, I offer all the permitting stuff, and then I offer consulting during the building process. So you can call me. There's different packages, right? You call me at any time, and I'll answer your questions throughout the duration. Or the next one is you can
We'll
call
meet on a Friday.
you call me. I'll come out at each interval and inspect the property with you to make sure everything looks right, so that you know what you're looking for. And so basically, it steps up like that. That way, you have somebody who is licensed and experienced overseeing, not overseeing the work, but guiding you along the way.
And
So that
educating you, which is huge.
yeah, so like you're not worried because the county inspectors are only looking for things that are required by code. They don't care about the quality of anything. Okay?
Oh no, I
So
know.
you don't know what the if your studs are doing this,
They
you
don't.
have no idea that that's
The
going to mess up your
drywall's gonna be
drywall,
terrible. Woo,
right? You
wavy.
just think I hired the framers, they know what they're doing.
You don't know they got to the drywall. The drywallers are not gonna shim the 2x4s to line up your wall.
No,
That is a lie and a half.
mine does. But only because I've been working with them for so long. But yes,
I
no.
don't want to rip down those 2x4s.
Nobody will do somebody else's job. That
Does
is
he shim the whole
especially down
thing or
here.
just the where the screws go?
Listen, he has done some crazy stuff for me. He's cut trusses back that were down too low.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
Planed it. Just
Yep, he's done some pretty great stuff.
That's awesome.
But yeah, see, like that's the thing is especially down here, no other sub is gonna pick up and fix somebody else's mistake. They're gonna go right over it.
100%.
They do not care. It's not their job. They're not messing with it. So if you don't know what
You
to
say
look for,
subs down here. That is just a quality thing in general. 99, well not 99, but
yeah, well, I'd say 99.
okay, 95. I'm gonna give 5%
Yeah.
out there good. 95% of people are just gonna take the money, run, patch right over
Do
it,
their part.
move.
Yeah, they
It's
don't care. Yeah,
well, the guy before me shouldn't have messed up.
yeah,
Well,
exactly.
why didn't you say something before you started?
Yep. So that's why I said, you know what? Let me offer that as well. That way, you save a shitload of money because you're not paying the builder's management fees and all that stuff. You're just paying me a percentage of the square footage of your house to offer advice and teach you along the way, right? So, to get back to the topic about telling people that I'm not going to work for them, there are sometimes where I'm able to what is it? What did you say earlier? You said it. Where they want this, but they can only afford this. So I adjust it to get them something, you know what I mean, that they can afford and still help them, still solve their problem, but it may not be what they thought they were getting at the beginning. And that goes back to the conversation we had a couple episodes ago, which was they don't know what they want. They think they know what they want. You have to
That's
guide
where the
them.
experience
Yep.
of what you do comes in play. Now, I guess this is a good place to interject. In the beginning, you don't have that experience. Understand, and this is where I say a mentor.
Yeah.
Mentors everything because it allows you to mess up in the beginning and still be able to move forward.
Super huge. And I know we've talked about that a million times, but something I definitely wish that I would have even known about. I didn't even know about that
I
as an
didn't.
option.
Me neither. And the thing is, I knew of managers, but that's not the same as like actually going out. And I think it was year 3 out of like 4 now. Yeah, 5, 4, 4.5.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay. Either way, year 3, I really locked down with a mentor, and it started to change everything because he was already doing things 10 times above what I was doing,
Mm-hmm.
and just blowing my mind every conversation I was having with him. And that's the real moment it clicked. Like, okay, you are the 5.
Yeah.
You surround yourself with. How do I get to more people like that?
Yep. Exactly. So, say you don't have a mentor or whatever, you have to start wide, cast a wide net, go through the crap. You know what I mean?
Do not quit.
Because basically what happens, right, is so like for me, I would get calls. I'd go out I would drive an hour to do an estimate, right? Bid it too low, right? And then they would beat me up on my price and I'd take it. So what I learned was I'd go out to a trailer, right? Say somebody called me and they want crown molding installed, and I get out to the address and it's a fucking trailer park. You know how many times that happened? Where I didn't check their address before, like while I'm on the phone with them, check their address. I shouldn't have even gotten far enough to figure out what their address is before turning them down, and I know that now. But
How many? You know what? I think I could go back in our text message and pull up some of the sketchy addresses
Yeah, yeah.
I've pulled up to
yep,
and door knocked in Marion County
exactly.
that are trailer parks. And I told you I should have just GPS'd it.
Yeah.
And I started doing that after a while, just GPSing every route before I would go. I went to make sure the gates were open, everything, the dirt road. Like at the end, I was a lot more, I wasn't going to no shows a bunch. In the beginning, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I was driving to people's houses to have no one be there
Yep.
and sit there for an hour or sit in front of a gate and wait
Yep.
for someone to go, can you let me in? And
Yeah.
just like,
All lessons learned. And
oh
that's
my gosh,
that's
it's
part
terrible.
of, if you don't have a mentor, you go through that stuff. You
Oh.
go out to a couple of those and then you learn, you go, I'm going to ask the questions to make sure I don't do this shit again.
It's like,
It
how
may
do you
take a
actually
few,
tie down an appointment to make sure they're going to be there too? Like,
Yeah, that's tough for you.
well, yeah.
Yeah, but like, I did that a couple times. I would go out and some of them got me. Like there was a big problem when I started asking, "What's your budget?" Right? And they would say, "I don't know yet. I don't know what it should be. What do you think it should be?" Right? I don't know until you give me a price. That's what they say. I don't know until you give me a price. And I was so dumb, I would say, "All right, I'll come give you a price." Instead of, "Sorry, that doesn't work." I kind of need to know where you're, in the realm of to make sure that we're going to be able to work together. I didn't do that. I would just say, "All right, well, all right, I guess I got to come out and give you a price." So I drive out to their house, and even if it's not a trailer park, you get out of the house. One of them got me. One of them was, what's that freaking saying? I don't know, a pig with makeup, or I don't know what the fuck it is. Anyway, it was a really nice looking house on the outside. Everything was well maintained. The landscaping was beautiful. It was freshly painted house, new roof. I went, okay, they're cleaning things up. Let's do this. I got inside, and there was dog shit and cat piss and dumped litter boxes and garbage everywhere. And I went, what the fuck is this?
Chayton.
And he goes, yeah, I wanna fix this shower. I did this shower. I did the shower myself a year ago. I have never seen anything like that, right? And as soon as I looked at it, I was like,
Nah.
the second he opened the door to the house, I went, I'm getting back in my truck. But I couldn't because I was already there.
Nah.
Right? So now I'm wasting 30, 45 minutes talking to this guy about what finishes he wants on his shower.
And then you get roped in, and then you leave the house wanting to just bash your head against the dashboard as you're
'Cause
driving
I'm
away.
dumb. I should
You
not have
knew
ever
it.
went out there.
You knew it in the whole way. You're like,
Yep.
nah, maybe that was
Yep.
worth the time.
Yep. And I freaking listen. The worst part too is like, again, I'm not a piece of shit. So I always follow up and follow through with whatever I said. So if I told you I was going to give you an estimate on this fucking shower, I'm going to go home. I'm going to work on that estimate. So I come back, right? And I mean, this shower needed to be completely gutted down to the studs. Studs had to be replaced. It was leaking. There was water damage everywhere. It came out to like just the shower. It was like a 6x6 shower. It was pretty decent size, but just the shower. And this was before COVID. This is pre-COVID, before everything was expensive, and before I knew how to price things out. Came out at like $13,000, and that again now I know was way too low. Right? It should have been 20 something.
I was gonna say that would have been low. I saw the books.
Yeah, and he goes. I forgot about that. I send it to him, right? And
Hey.
I always.
I will say, I learned a lot of lessons from you.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the whole point of this. It's the whole reason we're doing this, so that they can learn this shit, so that they don't have to go through it. But yeah, I sent him the estimate, right? It was like 12 or whatever. And he goes, that is way too fucking high. He goes, that should only be $5,000. and I knew it. I knew when I got there that he wasn't going to accept the estimate, but I told him I would send him one. So I sent it to him, and then I just have to get harassed because my price was too high. The other guy was only going to charge 4,800, blah blah blah, and I was like, okay, so
Go with
call
him.
the other guy, you know.
There's never another
You'll know there's often in mind there's another guy, and it's not
guy. Not the guy you want.
it's not a good guy.
It was just like the other one that took 5,000. Took 5,000.
Yeah. The one that just got ripped off.
Here's your sign. Here's your sign.
Absolutely, yeah. So that's time at the beginning that happened multiple times, and it will happen to you guys if depending on what you're.
I've wasted
won't be-
so much time.
Yeah,
It is.
It may not be that you're going out and quoting people. You might be working from home, quoting products online or something. But whatever it is, you're going to waste a lot of time quoting stuff until you figure out what the criteria should be and niche down to what you're offering. That was the other big thing that I did. That
I don't know how many homes I went and married. I have so many horror stories. I mean,
yeah,
I,
yeah. You got one real specific one.
a gun pulled on me.
Son of a bitch almost got shot.
Oh, Marion County.
Yeah.
It's special. And then the cockroach is running out from underneath the fridge as I'm staring at this chicken face, Chayton, signing up a $20, $25 a month app on her credit card. Not even a debit card, not
Yeah.
even something solid, something I knew that I was
Yeah.
going to get $250 forwarded to me, and then
Yep.
the next month it was going to get taken from me.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
It wasn't mine. I was borrowing it.
Yeah.
And I needed it for gas. Like, I needed it.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there watching her, and all of a sudden, comes out from under the fridge, goes, and I'm just zoned in on her, and she looks down at it, looks at it, and looks at me, just no expressions on her face. She goes, eh,
Yeah. No.
eh,
No.
no, ew,
Yeah.
ew.
Yeah. No. I had.
Oh God, it was. Oh,
I could share these stories all day. I got one more. I'll share real quick. But I
Ugh.
I was doing some
it makes me laugh every time.
some. I shared this story last time about the chimney
Smelled
shit,
like
right?
Gas picks so
Yeah.
bad. Like the chairs were like soaked. Like I got
Those are the
up and it
best.
was
Yeah, those are the best. I love.
I had a laptop on my lap.
Yeah, not even setting it down on
No.
the table.
No, oh no.
It sticks. Pick up the table when you pick up your laptop. I've been
I'm gonna
there.
need you to sign with. I'm gonna sign for you today. Can
Yeah.
you just verify?
Yeah. Oh yeah. So a big problem too is when you get referrals from people that shouldn't be, referring you. So, and I learned
And
that.
that's a hit or miss sometimes too, because you never know. But that's your thing of being nice to everyone.
Well, pre-qualify. I didn't. So like this last guy
I know.
with the chimney, that'll be the last time that I do that, just because a friend of mine
Now,
referred.
pre-qualify
Right?
every single time.
Yeah. So, but way back in the day, right? I was remodeling some apartments in some dorm apartments in Gainesville, right next to the college, right?
Okay.
So I was doing that, and this girl calls me, and she's I don't know, some college student, and she's like, "Hi, I got your information from this realtor. I'm in this apartment, and I'm moving out soon, and I need some carpet replaced. I was wondering if you could do that." And I was like, "Oh, you sound really nice. You know what I mean? You sound,
Sure.
yeah, you sound, yeah,
Sorry.
but like you
I
sound."
know.
You sound like a nice lady. You just need help because you're getting ready to move, and that's my other problem is I'm too nice. Like
No, I am too. It is so bad.
Yeah.
I help everybody, and even if it kills my own time
yeah,
and my own pocket, it's so stupid.
yeah. So I was like, you know what? Let me. I was like, I do carpet. Let me get over there, do. And I don't actually do carpet. Like,
Yeah, but I say you do not do carpet.
No, but it was at that time I was looking for anything, right? So I was like, all right, I'll come and look at your carpet. She had a room in this door. It was the same thing, same freaking thing, where the outside it was an apartment complex, so it was maintained. She opened that door. I literally
Damn.
literally had to go back to my truck and get a mask. This was pre-COVID. Literally had to go back and grab a mask. I was like, I'm sorry, I need to.
Is that some fentanyl?
It was. I walked into this house, right? And she goes, "Yeah, it's just this room." She opens the door.
It's just this room.
She has six dogs, and I mean big freaking dogs. Like one was a Rottweiler, one was a Great Dane, and this is a room smaller than this. It's 10 by 10 room, right? She has 6 of them in there. They haven't been outside in 2 months. There is piss, shit, food, throw up, everything that you could think of on this carpet. And she goes, yeah, I just need this carpet replaced. Otherwise, they're going to take my security deposit. I said, oh, yeah, what's your security deposit? And she goes, it was $500. And I said, you should probably let them have that. And she's like, what do you mean? I was like, there is not a person that I can tell you would touch this room for $500.
Hazmat.
Literally.
We didn't pay you like $4,500
Yeah.
minimum.
Yeah. I was like, listen, with all due respect.
you get off easy with the 500.
Seriously, she was like,
run.
she was like,
Do not ask questions. Ask how quickly you don't even move. If you need to leave the dogs, that might be your best bet.
just don't answer the phone after you leave. Don't answer the phone from the property management company. But yes,
God.
she was worried about $500, and I was like,
What did you think I was going to do that for? My question is, who feeds them? He opens the thing and just shuffles it in.
that's what it looked like. It looked like literally she just takes like a bin and dumps it on the floor.
Garden hose.
Yeah.
It's time to drink.
Rudy, it's not, no, seriously, the fucking window had a garden hose stuck through it. I'm not even playing. So, yes. Anyway, so that was one of the worst ones that I ever walked into. But yeah, she was worried about $500. If I would have asked her that over the fucking phone, I would probably have more brain cells right now. I'm pretty sure I caught some sort of parasite while I was in that house. So, anyway, pre-qualify your customers, okay? So you don't end up doing this shit.
I've been in that, horrors, but I mean,
Whoa. Yeah.
hordes. What would I?
It just sounded like you said I've been in horrors.
No, hordes. And what I was gonna say
that's
is
good.
the worst I think is the messes, nasty houses that I think nothing really phases me
No.
anymore. Definitely nothing phases me. It makes me laugh at this time. I went to a couple homes with dementia patients and Alzheimer's. It is the weirdest, sketchiest time ever as a salesman.
I can only imagine.
You are trying to figure out how to get out of there when they go in and out, and you're like, "Why are you here?"
Yeah. Who are you?
And then you go to leave. Are we already done?
Yeah.
I forgot something in my car.
Yeah. And then don't come back.
Chayton, I've had to do it before because how do you, the first time you approach that situation, how do you deal with it?
Listen.
Like, hey, let me see your phone and let me call someone.
Mm-hmm.
And that's gonna be weird regardless. It's
Absolutely.
easier just getting up and leaving.
Absolutely. I 100% agree. I did have a client with dementia, but I'm not going to get into that today. But maybe next time. Next time's it's gonna be a minute before we hop on the next one. So maybe we'll just share some crazy stories because I mean those are 2 stories, but I got freaking billions. I mean my whole first 3 years was nothing but that. So
so with all my life insurance, in-home sales, final expense on top of Ubering for 3 years, 2.5 years.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I've got the Uber stories too, my friend.
They are plentiful. I don't know if you've heard, and I won't say it right now, but the best Uber story I have.
I don't know, maybe. Yeah.
Boy.
Maybe we'll do that next time.
Holy shit. It is something for the books.
Yeah.
Let's just let you know it was in the Mazda, so I was okay with it, and it made me laugh my ass off.
The Mazda. Nice.
Yeah, you remember the little 3-cylinder?
Yeah, I don't even know how you Ubered in that thing. Would you have one person sitting on your lap?
I mean, if you know, it's funny. I had 7 of the Gator football team in there.
Bull motherfucking shit.
No, dude, this thing was squatting. You could hear the tires hit the tire wells.
It's on the rim.
Yes, it was bad.
Oh yeah.
It was bad.
Yeah, no thanks.
Hey, I got a $10 tip cash. It was good.
Worth it.
I
Yeah.
needed the money.
Yeah.
It was worth it at the time. It was worth it at the time.
Oh, all right. I think we've been going for at least a half hour, so it's definitely over that. I think we're at like 40 or 50 minutes. So anyway, we will call it there. We've got maybe a couple of the next ones. We'll have some people on while we're in New York.
Yeah.
Otherwise, when we get back, we'll get right back into
We
the
got
swing of
3
things.
mics. Imagine if we get one more, and while we're up there, we force the wives to do one with us.
So I've already like she's game. Just find out.
Well, no, the thing is, I'm saying it here, so
Yeah.
it has to go into fruition because she actually is one of the 6. I figured that out.
One of the what?
One of the 6 viewers.
Oh, she's been
Trusted.
Well, she's been putting it on play and then muting the bitch so she. My wife was watching like the first couple, right? And then she was like, I can't do it. And I was like, you don't have to. You don't have to watch this because of me. You know what I mean? Like, you're not a podcast
I don't even
person.
care if it's on mute. Like, I find it hilarious that she even watched the first one.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Like, that
Yeah.
wasn't the points of them.
I'm still a little fucking bitter that the first episode has more views than the rest of them.
Why?
Because mine was right after you. Nobody watched it. Nobody cared about my intro. It was either your intro was so boring that they were like, I'm not doing the next one, you know? Or nobody likes me. So I don't know.
My name's more easily Googled?
Well, that's probably true too, yeah. But I don't know. Because more than one person will come up with you.
Well, type in Rudolph Giesen right now, my friend.
I'm just saying there's more than one. You know, there's 0.
No, there's not. No, there's not. Type it in. Be shocked. Google me.
Google me.
There's only one.
Oh shit, that concert's tonight.
What concert?
Seriously?
Bro, I don't.
Wow, it's called Rock the Country. It's Kid Rock's playing tonight. Leonard Skinner is playing right now. And then Kid Rock plays at 9. And then tomorrow they had Travis Tritt earlier today too. And then tonight or tomorrow they have Brantley Gilbert, Jason Aldean.
I was going to say relevant to me, but then you just started naming them. I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh, look at that. It's all
Yeah.
Cody Askins. Just the first thing was. Hey, look at that. One of mine popped up.
It did?
Yeah.
What is it?
Well, no, I'm just saying one of the videos with me in it popped up.
Yeah, but you see what I mean? That's
Hey, I'm going to find one.
one of what?
Somebody else. I'm going to find another Rudolph Giesen.
It's down there far enough.
Now, oh, right here. See? Look at you stealing identities. Muhammad Rudolph Giesen.
I knew it was going to be it.
Oh, anyway. Yeah, so that concert's going on, and it's 2 miles. Like, if you go outside on the way, when you're going back to your car, just be quiet for a second. You'll hear it.
That's really that close?
It's close as shit. You didn't see all the guys parked in that field on the way in?
That's what that is?
Yeah, he had the bright idea to shuttle people. At first, he said he's doing parking, and I was like, it's a 3-mile fucking walk. You think it's 100 degrees outside?
Nope.
Yeah. And then he went and got a van and was like, all right, I'll shuttle him. And then I guess didn't factor in for the fucking traffic. Was it bad when you came up?
I didn't touch a single soul.
Okay, so when I got home today from work at 5:30, there's that stop sign. Traffic was backed up a mile before that.
Okay.
And he's trying to get in that line of traffic and go up.
Yeah, no sir.
To drop
you
people
did
off.
one trip.
Yeah, when I got here there was only like 15 cars there. which is more than I thought he was going to get. So I don't know how much is there now, but
Hey, if he made enough to pay for the shuttle bus, good enough. If not,
That's
he's
it.
cooking out there.
yeah.
I saw that.
Oh, he is? That's hilarious.
I
He's
mean,
selling wieners to the drunk people tonight when they come back.
who wants a wiener?
He may be setting, because there's some people doing campsites too, like you can set up your tent and stuff. But yeah, right, I ain't doing that. So, and the other thing, like my other neighbor is like super strict about noise. So he's like,
Oh, this one?
he's like, let someone,
I'm always worried when I drive down your road and I'm like, ha ha. Yeah, no, they're not going to hear me.
yeah, in a Tesla.
Every time I'm like, they might hear a rock fly.
yeah. But he was like, the ordinance is 10:30. If I hear a peep, if someone slams their car door after 10:30, and the fucking concert doesn't let out till midnight, so he's like, he's like, I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be waiting. Somebody slams their door, I'm calling the cops. I was like, good, because our community is not supposed to be doing that stuff. You know what I mean? We bought in this little community for that reason.
Yeah, to prevent that.
Yeah, we're not. So
Oh, geez, so it's a neighborhood rivalry now. Rivalry.
it's pretty
rivalry.
Yeah, I stay out of it,
Talk
right?
about it.
I don't like. He calls me to tell me some stuff that's going on, and I just good for you, bud. And I stay out of it. I ain't about all that.
By the way, if I could put a 10-foot gate around my house, I would.
Yeah. So anyway, all right, we'll
Yep.
we'll get out of here. Anything else?
No.
All right, I'm gonna ask every time. All right, we'll see you guys next time. Thanks.